So I've downloaded Bootstrap. I've created an index.html in Dreamweaver. It's empty right now, the body. I'm going to replace this. Under getting started, Bootstrap gives you a basic template. And you don't have to drag, select, copy, bang. You can copy it to clipboard. I'm going to select all of this, remove it, and paste my starting template. What this template has so far, inside body, it's just got hello world. And it's got some jQuery links. You can see this. You can download the jQuery, keep it locally. This is reading from a network, so it does require internet. And this one is assuming that there is a local folder called JS. And let me see in my finder that I have a local folder called JS and Bootstrap min.js. I don't need both. I just need one of them. These two are basically the same thing, except one is minified for fast download. Okay, so I've just taken the basic template, stuck it in my Dreamweaver. To clean it up, I'm just going to keep these comments out. You can read them. It explains what the different lines of codes are there. So that's your CSS. Again, it assumes that that's a local folder CSS. Let me see that I have a local folder CSS and bootstrap min.css. So I've got this basic template. I'm going to give it a heading. Responsive web bootstrap. I'm going to kill the content. I'm going to start now. So empty body. In Bootstrap, I have things like, of course, CSS library. I have components which are a mixture of JavaScript and CSS, and I have some JavaScript. What is under JavaScript? Under JavaScript, you have some things like modal. Let's see what a modal is. This kind of look where it stands out, and there's an example here. See that? It's JavaScript. There's a demo code for that. Use it. There are drop-down menus. Scroll spy. They're not use scroll spy, but things that I use in JavaScript are tab. And we look at this. This comes from jQuery UI. This is jQuery UI with drop-down tabs, popovers.
For anyone experimenting with that model?
Tooltip plugin. Yep. These popovers. Carousel. Something that you might want to put on your website. I might actually start with a carousel. So start with the body. Now this carousel, I have to really customize. Okay, I have to go in here and I have to change this. You can see image source. Now all of you know the code enough to be able to change this image source. Let's try to change it. There used to be a placeholder. Let me sign placeholder images. Placehold it. That's the one. Just put your image size after the URL and you'll get a placeholder. So I'm just going to take these and I will change it to 900 by 150. And the carousel caption, I'll just say slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. So hopefully this will work. I've taken the carousel, added an image, added a caption. That's it. I have got a problem with my HTML for sure. I'll just quickly look at the documentation, see if there's something that gives me a hint. There's an example there, there's a usage, data slide, carousel. So it should work as simply as this. Oh, I did not select the tag. The tag is missing for there. This div tag is missing. And I should have used this copy instead of trying to select. So I've done something wrong here. I'm not quite sure what it is, but okay, so it's happening twice. Let me try it again. Let me go here. I'll copy this from the clipboard. Copy, clipboard. Come to body, under carousel. Paste it. So let me see if this works. Okay, so that's done, and I want to hold it for the image. First image, second image, and I do require a third one. So that's a div class item, and if I want one more, div class item. Okay, so that's my carousel. So bit by bit I have to take components. The next part I'm going to do is, I've got end carousel. I can take a drop down nav, and I should have actually put the drop down navigation on top of the carousel, so I'll do that. You can see I'm just marking my code with comments, and if you don't remember the code, you can just use the sidebars here. By sidebars I mean you select this, and somewhere here this comment, apply comment, and there it is. So I'm going to put a drop down nav bar here, which I'll customize later on. Now this is all CSS and getting started component stuff, JavaScript stuff. I need navbar, maybe under components. Yep, there's a navbar. And I'm just making sure that when I collapse it, yep, this happens. This is what makes it mobile compatible, very important in responsive sites. So this is the one that I want. Navbar. I'll modify this. I'm gonna trash half of this. Maybe there's a simpler navbar. Nav tabs, no, not interested in tabs. Pills, no. So that's also a navigation that collapses and stacks one above the other. I'm very interested in the navbar, default navbar. Yep, I'll take this one. Copy. Paste. Save. And I'll quickly do a check whether it's actually working. So yeah, it actually collapses into this. Now, the things that I don't need, I can go and delete them. So link, drop down. I don't need search, submit, link, drop down. So let me go here. I don't need the search and submit. There's a form there. I remove the form. Don't need the dividers. I'll just go take this link, take this link. That's a drop down. If I want a drop down, I can keep it, but not necessary. And I'll get rid of this on the right hand side. So I modified this, and I can changing these things to link 1, link 2. So that's my first link. I just call it home. Let me go second link here, li, about. And whenever you add this, it becomes highlighted. I think so. Yeah, you see that gray highlight? So if I actually was to change this span, cut it and put it to about, that span with this class, nope, it's not the one. It is this class active. Sorry, my bad. I don't really need this. I can take this class active here, put it to about, save it. So about becomes an active link. So you have to really use whatever is in the library. Changing the CSS, different thing. What else do we have? The responsive image. There is a class that you can add to the image to make it responsive. So let me go back to components. Under components, so I'm looking at CSS. CSS images, and I think that's the class equal to image responsive. It will stretch it up. So in each of these images, and let me see, yep, an image tag takes class image responsive. I should be able to find it because it is linked. I should be able to do class equals image responsive. Yep. So if I save this, now I'm hoping that when I open it in the browser, my images stretch. No. Oh, that failed pretty badly. Use the generic close icon. Images. Dot image responsive are disproportionately sized. To fix this, add width 100% where necessary. Oh, it doesn't apply this automatically. So let me try it. Okay, it says you need to add. So if I add style width 100% height auto, this is a popular thing, style width 100% height auto. Height will automatically adjust to maintain the aspect ratio. So I'm replacing the image responsive. And you can see you got to read the documentation to sort of start making sense, to really become geeky and to keep on learning for the rest of your life. You should be able to look up libraries and learn at a rapid pace. And if this doesn't work, I'll go and look up some forum, and you can see that this sort of now, yeah, this is working. So that's fine. So I've got a nav bar. I've got my responsive image. I'm going to add some content. I'll show you the grid system. Under CSS, and if I go right up here under CSS, there is the grid system. It takes care of these three media screen widths at the very least. So these are the various widths at which the CSS will change, and these are the at media maximum width specifications. Total must be 12, just like get skeleton. There must be a container and there must be a row. So let me just quickly read the documentation for this to work. Call mid 1, call mid 2, div class row, everything should be in a row. Turn any fixed width grid into a full width layout by changing your outermost container to container fluid. So the first thing I'll do is I'll actually go and get my container. I'll check whether this 2-column works. 2-column and carousel. Come here. 2 columns and 2 columns. And you can see why these comments are necessary. Let me see if this works without a fluid container. So I've got 2 containers here. I'm going to put some, okay, I'll leave this for now. I'll put some content in a second. Yep, I've got my 2 containers here, and this, can you see how they stack beneath each other? Pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm just going to give it a style equals border 2 pixels solid red, and this is something you will see I use very often. 2 pixels solid blue. So there, that's my red and blue collapsing over each other. I will put some dummy content there. Go and get some lipsum.org. My mouse has died. So I've just added dummy text, nothing else. And there, so red and blue, they stack beautifully beneath each other, no problems. I'll just make them very small. I'll make one of them very small. And there you can see they stack side by side, no problem. Quite easily you can make several columns. Let me make one more. So let me make that 6, 6, 9 and 9. So I'm just going to make one more copy. So I'm going to make 3 columns. You can see 3 columns, they stack beneath each other, no problem. One last thing, let me see if I can get an image inside and get the image also to work. So let me put an image in my folder, and that's the right way to do it. You go to web, go to Bootstrap, make a new folder, so just so that the images don't go missing. Go to images, and let me get one picture. Let me get a picture of myself. Okay, I'll just take this one. Oh, where is it gone? So I've got a picture inside my library. I just want to check whether it's all kosher for responsive. Image source equals browse. Pretty cool, should be here under images. So I've got an image. I should put an alt tag. And by the way, sometimes when you look at the glyph icons to get the icons in Bootstrap, you will see some kind of a code which says hidden. What that means is when a speech reader tries to read stuff, it will ignore it. It knows that this icon is only for beautification. It's not meant to be read out. There's no significance to it. So you will see some kind of code. It's beautifully documented. Take the trouble of reading it. I'm fairly dyslexic when it comes to reading. I have to go, yep, that's what I get. There's a code, and you can see that's why I sort of misplace things, and I have to have a go twice or thrice to fix things up. So I've got my image. Let me see if it is responsive just by default. It is not. See, it doesn't seem to be responsive. Let me go and see the CSS, what it had to say about responsive image. So image responsive, it did not work. To center images, use center block instead of text center. Responsive friendly via the addition of image responsive class. This applies max width height auto and display to block. Okay, let's try it again. It might work for this guy. Class equals img responsive space, save it. Yeah, it does work. You can see the responsiveness actually does work. See that? So it is responsive. Because a class has already been applied to it, let me see if this works. Yeah. So image responsive with a width does work, and that's all you really need from a responsive framework. For me, the most important thing, the big one, is when it goes mobile, I should get my lines. If I'm playing with pictures, pictures should scale. If I have content, the content should stack up for me to scroll, and that's really all that I need. And that's why I go skeleton with a bit of CSS. But that's Bootstrap, and I'll stop my recording here. And you can see I did not